Hello everybody and welcome back. I am Everything Coding, and today we are going to be continuing the Python 3 for Beginners tutorial. So, basically today we had that really nice, before this we had the really nice Python IDE where we used a program. We could do one single commands and then we could open up a new file and do multiple commands and run it as a script. But that's, kind of ugly looking, and we are going to find a new editor for Python. So, I'm going to show you a couple, and you can choose which ones you want to install. I have just about every single one that I'm going to be talking about installed on my computer currently. First one is Notepad++. Now, if you haven't heard of Notepad++, just Google Notepad++, and basically it's a text editor, and you can just about program in any language. You can program in a lot of languages, and you can click download on the left and choose, this is for Windows right here, and go ahead, and it's the easiest to do the installer, so I recommend doing the installer. But if you want to do the 7-zip or the zip package, you can go ahead and do that. So there's Notepad++. I like Notepad a lot because it's good for like web development if you want to do HTML. Another one is go ahead and head over to atom.io, and it will automatically detect your OS over here. And Atom is made by the people who made GitHub, or not made by GitHub, the people over at GitHub. My apologies. And once again, you can do just about every, if not every language in this one. Go ahead and click this right here, and it will take you to the download, and it's just a straightforward install like Notepad++. The one I will be using for this is Sublime Text. Go ahead and Google Sublime, and the first thing that should pop up is Sublime Text, and go over to sublimetext.com and hit the download button at the top and pick your OS over here. Windows 64-bit is for 64-bit, and then Windows is just Windows 32-bit. OS X is at the top, and Ubuntu 64 and 32-bit is at the bottom. So whatever OS you have, go ahead and, like I told you in the first episode, find how many, if you're 32 or 64-bit, and download that, and that's a pretty straightforward install, and this was what I'm going to be using in this. And the last one, which is probably really good for beginners, is Pycharm. Now, some of you may have heard of Pycharm, some of you may not have, probably most of you haven't. What you're going to want to go do is just Google Pycharm, and it'll take you to jetbrains.com/Pycharm. And what Pycharm is I would recommend using Pycharm for beginners because you can run your code inside of the IDE, and it will open up a little command at the bottom, and it will show you the output of your program. And I like that because it's beginner friendly. You don't have to type much in the command prompt to do that. So yeah, that's what I recommend doing. But I'm going to stick with Sublime Text. And this one can get a little complicated. So you're going to want to hit the download for the community. That is the free version, and the professional you have to pay for. You have a subscription. So you're going to download that, and you're going to install that. And once you get it, it is going to ask you to go ahead and give your path for your Python interpreter. And if any of you guys remember back to the first episode where we went over installing Python, the Python interpreter is by default installed on your C drive, and you scroll down in Python 3.4, and then Python Python.exe is your interpreter, and you're going to want to Python or Pycharm automatically detects where your Python is installed because that's the default path that Python gives you. So if it doesn't detect it, then just go ahead and throw that directory into your thing, and you should be good to go. So then I recommend using Pycharm, but like I said before, we're going to go ahead and do, I'm going to go ahead and use Sublime Text. Now, before I get started with Sublime Text, I'm going to show you, if you are using anything that's not Pycharm, how to add Python to your path. So you're going to go to your start down here, and you're going to right click, and you're going to go to system. Now this over here is what tells you if you are 64-bit right here. I'm 64-bit, as you can see. You're going to want to go to Advanced System Settings on the left and Environment Variables. Now over here you're going to want to scroll down on the bottom here and find one that is Path. You open up Path or double click it, and you should have a thing that you click New, and then what you want to do, I'm trying to find mine. Mine is, I think, on here. If not, then it is, yeah, right here. You're going to want to hit New, and you're going to want to copy in your path. I'm going to cancel because I already have that. You're going to want to go and copy in your path. So just your folder. It doesn't matter anything else. So you're going to want to go to C and double click Python 3.4 and hit up here and press Control C. And then go back to your system, Advanced System Settings, Environment Variables, Path, over up here. Double click that, hit New, and copy that in and press OK, OK, OK. Hit the X, and then you're going to want to open somewhere where you have a Python file at, and hold Shift and then right click and click the Open Command window here. Now you should have a command prompt that opens up. What you're going to want to do is type in Python and then the name of your script. And sorry about my phone again, but I can't really help that. So then the name of the script is, I'm just going to do hello world, and you can press tab to auto-complete it. Press that, and it does the output of your file, just like what you did in the Python IDE, and if you're using Pycharm, then this is what should also happen. So that's why I like it. It just helps you better understand how like your computer works, kind of, if you do stuff like that. So you're going to go ahead and open up Sublime Text or your text editor of choice, and I'm going to go talk to you a little bit about I'm going to go ahead and talk to you a little bit about input. Now if you're in Sublime Text like I am, you're going to want to go to hit save, and when you save it, you're going to want to save it into your wherever you are holding all of your Python files, or make a new file on your desktop. I'm going to name this input. Now make sure you end this, if you are using Sublime Text or anything, just as a good practice, .py, because that is the Python extension. Now basically what this does, I'm just going to zoom in so you guys can see, it tells my IDE that I'm using Python, and it uses syntax highlighting for Python. So for example, if I type in print, you can see it goes like that, and I just say hello world. Now then basically what you can do is you can go ahead and open up a command prompt. So I'm just going to hold this to the side and then just do this for a little bit. Scroll that over and then open up a command prompt. So we'll do open command prompt, change directory to Python 3 tutorial, and then go ahead and do Python input.py, and it prints hello world. So there you go. That is just a little tutorial on how to use the command prompt on Windows to run scripts. So we're going to go ahead and delete this, and I'm going to get into input. So gathering input from the user. So you can do this. There's really easy ways of doing this. In fact, I'm just going to show you. I'll set a variable for name, and the name of my variable is name. And how you want to call input is you just want to type in input and then in parentheses, and just like you're printing something, say what you want to what you want it to say before you gather the input. So what is your name? Now what this is going to do is this is going to, over here, it's going to say what is your name, which is what I told it to say right here, and then it will store what I type in into name, the variable. Now I can go ahead and go down here and type in print and then the name of the variable that you stored your input in. So if I just quickly run this, Python input.py, it will say what is your name. Now it's waiting for me to respond, so I'll type in Bob, and press enter, and then it prints Bob, which is what I put in right here. So if you learned a little bit, or if you remember from last time, combining strings, so we can go ahead and say print hello and then concatenate hello and then name. So what this will print is hello and then the name that you put in. So in my case, I put in Bob, it would say hello Bob. Another thing, input. So when you realize over here there was no, there could be a space, I'll just put a colon in and then a space for now. And that's the thing about Sublime Text, just ask you to buy it, but you don't have to, it's free. There is no new line like there was with printing. So a way of doing a new line in Python is you go ahead and do a backslash inside of the quotations, \n. Now what this means is it just means new line. So if you go ahead and do that and save it, and I'm going to go ahead and run that, Python input.py, and what is your name? Now you'll see it prompted me on the bottom, the line under that. I'll go and do John. That's not how you spell John. John. And it will say hello John, and then end the program, because that's all we told it to do. So that is basically all there is to need to know about input and gathering information from your user. So hope you all enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, make sure to comment down below and like the video if you enjoyed it. And I will see you guys in the next one.